Hello, Dr. Greg Gillum, CEO of Human Fusion, and today's article review comes from the summer 2017 issue of MIT Sloan Management Review. Fantastic article entitled "The Missing Piece in Employee Development." Now, obviously, I'm not in the studio today. I'm at a client's training facility, and I've snuck away to do some videos here. We all know about the yearly annual performance being under attack. So yearly objectives, annual reviews, formal feedback tools, really under the gun. People are going to much more frequent development conversations, and I think that's a good thing. However, if you really ask managers, and if they actually tell you the truth, they're not that comfortable with feedback sessions. They're not that comfortable with coaching, and the training is just not up to speed. Now, this article is going to go a little bit beyond even that, which is why I think it's so good. So let's talk about the conventional approaches to change. One, you just simply identify the need, and then you provide the solution to that need, right? So advice, feedback, training, if you will. That's how we've done it for 50 years. Recently, probably over the last 15 or 20 years, we've evolved into a more of a coaching philosophy. So we're sending managers to training on coaching. We're giving them coaching models, and yet the context sometimes is too sterile for them to actually use it in the real world. And that's the argument that this article is making: is coaching just doesn't go far enough a lot of times. Because many studies have shown that contextual factors, so the environment and the condition in which the development happens, is actually more important than the content and the quality of the development activity itself. Let me say that again, because that's a mouthful, but it's the crux of this whole argument here. The environment and the conditions in which development happens are more important in determining whether change and development happen than the content and the quality of the development activity itself. So you can send, my son plays hockey, ice hockey, and you can send them to the best camp and have the best drills, and it can be taught by the best players in the world. And yet, if you don't put them on the ice in a game situation, that training is not going to be as effective. And so the article goes on to talk about the role of context in the training process. And we typically think of context as being an external factor, so circumstances, environment, that kind of thing. This article goes into the internal contexts of how we help people develop, our employees develop. And it talks about four major ideas: motivation, ability, psychological capital, and then the supportive environment. We're only going to touch on motivation. We'll come back and hit the other three in the next video. So the primary one here, motivation, is: do individuals want to develop? So the research on motivation is absolutely clear. If people do not want to change, they will not change. No matter how good of a trainer, no matter how good of a manager, no matter how good of a boss you think you are, if people don't want to change, it's going to be very difficult. They might change, in the short term, but they'll never change in the long term. And it goes in to talk about how, we've used external factors forever, punishment, reward kind of thing. That's what Daniel Pink calls motivation 2.0. But motivation, really, to be very successful, needs to come from within. We need, as managers, to delve into our employees' internal factors that cause them to want to change. And that's when we hit management gold, is that when we figure out, or help the employee figure out, the direct report, how to figure out what motivates them from the inside. And if you can find that and you can unleash that, then your management's going to be so much better and so much easier and so much more fulfilling. And if you like management-related videos like this, please subscribe to Human Fusion, and we'll keep you up to date on all the latest trends that are affecting management practice today.